Welcome to another episode of the Ask Pastor Keith podcast. We have a question today that came in about raising children. So let me ask Pastor Keith, how do I minister to my kids without making it sound like an obligation or a task?
Well, that's an interesting question, and it differs, depending on how old the children are. Of course, there are different approaches. We have to respect developmental age, and how they go through different stages of development. But I want to say first, this question is loaded with assumption that is not correct. That is, some things in life is obligation, and in fact, the parents are there not as a friend, but parents, their job is to lay a good foundation on our children. Some are obligations, some are structures, some are disciplines, and it's their job to do so. So they don't need to feel, oh my gosh, I'm doing it, like that. Some parents are having our children obligated to do piano practice more so than, their faith, right? SAT prep, more important than faith. So in itself has a problem. And as long as they live under your roof, you have the responsibility to bring structure in their lives. What is more important than faith? Especially not only a person's life, but especially children's life, it creates and it holds a worldview and value system, attitude and perception of the world that they will go a long way to overcome different challenges and things in their life. Therefore, they don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, am I making my child, going through this obligation and all that. That is part of growing up. I have a friend who raised their children when they're young. He would put Bible verses, simple Bible verses, in the mirror bathroom every day. And they're obligated to memorize it before they come down. And of course, they're adults now. And I don't think that's spiritual abuse or anything like that, right? So let's get that cleared up. That does not mean the training in spirituality or faith has to be a very difficult thing or hard thing. I think depending on the stages of their development, parents have to be very wise about it. And when they have a family devotion and things, don't pray too long or don't make it too long, right? And make it fun. And especially children are easier because we can approach with the biblical stories and all that. And read the Bible to them, the picture Bible and so forth. That's how you bond. That's how you create the value system. And so for children, it's much easier. And as they grow, and all that, going through adolescence and all that, they can talk about issues from the Bible and things like that. So there are multiple ways to approach. But some things you have to tell them, hey, this is more important than you go through piano practice. This is an obligation that you need to build in your life and to do that. And so you don't have to be so apologetic about approaching it in a certain way. Faith is more important than any skill that you acquire in your life. And if you want your child to be successful and happy and fulfilled in your life, you will lay that down in their lives. So that's my answer.
Yeah, thank you very much. No, thank you so much for the reminder for our parents to really embrace this responsibility and joy and really confidently raise children with a spiritual foundation. So, thank you, Pastor Keith.
All right.
We'll see you next week for another episode of the Ask Pastor Keith podcast.